And now, live from the basement of Benson Memorial Center, this is the Camcast. Hosted by Cam Bick, co-hosted by Sydney Altaville. Casters, we're glad to have you back.
Hello.
This is the Camcast, of course, hosted by Cam Bick, co-hosted by
Sydney.
Best buddy Sydney.
Hello.
Sydney Altaville. Sorry, we were. I was at least laughing a bit. One of the most wholesome things I've seen all day. There were two people who I think broke their legs and had kind of those rolly scooters, and they were racing each other down the hallway. I feel like that's a great date idea if you like break your leg and you want to do something sweet.
Just stand in solidarity with your friend.
Like, is the winner the more athletic person or the one who's less injured? Genuine question. Anyways, moving on from that. Broncos, it's sorority rush is just finished. The campus has gotten a whole lot quieter after. I've awoken many times to hearing seemingly demonic chants coming from around the light side of campus,
singing Greek letters and snapping, maybe
Greek
even some clapping.
Oh, they're racing again. Snapping.
Go.
Snapping, crackling, popping. Chants being repeated over and over for long periods of time, seemingly summoning the demon Cthulhu. Sydney, you're a member of Greek life. What's your take on this?
I am sunburned. Everyone is sunburned from standing and snapping in the sun, for singing for 6 hours a day for 3 days straight. Man, it was tough. But we got our new pledge class. We all got our new girls.
About 40 strong, right?
Almost 50, I think.
You almost dropped a 50 bomb?
Oh my gosh. So I'm so excited. And they're all like freshmen and sophomores. They're so young and sweet.
And impressionable.
So impressionable.
You can make your mark on them really in any way you want.
Oh my God, I met a freshman last night. I'm like in love with her.
I feel like, yeah, for me, the experience with Rush is like, so for guys, it's a little more toned back, but still a lot of man flirting, right? And so you meet these guys, and being older like us, like a junior or senior, you know what you want, and you don't want to make too hard of an impression on them, but at least with me, I know what I want when I want it, and so it's like me managing my expectations. Like, this kid is awesome, this kid's badass, we'd get along so well, and just trying to play it chill, like, oh yeah, that Scott kid sounds alright, he sounds pretty chill.
I wish I could go through Fraternity Rush. Like, I've seen those events, like barbecues, like, I don't know. I just feel like it would be such a better time than like picking up a girl, snapping your fingers, and then being like, "Hi, welcome to Kappa Alpha Theta. I'm Sydney," and like having to be this peppy girl that we all know I'm not. Like, I'd really just want to like be like, "Yeah, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of
here. Like, I don't really want to be here. I know you don't want to be here. You want to go get some boba?
How about we go get out of here? You know what I'm saying?
No.
I don't want to be his. You don't want to be his.
Oh my goodness.
How about we go back somewhere else?
Okay, not like that.
That's what it sounds like to me. But
no.
At least from the guy's perspective, yeah, sorority rush is
literally girl flirting.
It's girl flirting with like extra. It's
a
all
lot of extra.
It's kind of like
you have things that you can't talk about. You have things that you have to talk about.
Could you run over what those are?
Well,
for those unaware,
my sorority has the 5 Bs.
5 Bs.
5 Bs. Can you guess
Bic.
what they are? Bic.
Big baller Bic.
Big baller Bic. I was not allowed to talk about you at all. No, but actually one of those is boys.
Boys.
We're not allowed to talk about boys.
That's
We're not
unfortunate.
allowed to talk about booze, so no alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Barack, so like no political talk.
Barack.
Bible, no religion. Shoot. There's a few more.
Bible, Barack, booze,
Bible, Barack,
boys.
booze, boys.
You're at 4.
And bills. You're not allowed to talk about the expenses of the sorority.
I thought you meant Bill's Cafe.
No. I mean, I would love to go to Bill's Cafe and have some, like, waffles or something.
You're making me kind of hungry. I'm not going to lie. Like, Bill sounds pretty good right now.
I know.
I like that Barack is one of the B's. Like, they're like trying to find a 5th thing to talk about, and they're like, Biden, no, that doesn't work.
Well, I mean, Barack was president. Biden isn't president yet.
Question mark?
Question mark? I don't know how this is going to turn out.
It'd be a wild world. I honestly have no idea. Hillary actually tweeted at Trump, I think Trump said something at her and threw shade and said, Hillary, how about you run again? And she said, don't tempt me. I'll beat you again. Lots of confused faces.
Okay.
a lot of confused faces. Don't want to rip too hard into Hill Dog, but
this is not a political talk show.
No, it's not. It's really more of a gossip show, and I suppose that counts as gossip. But we're gonna move on from that. So at least my observations from Rush Week, which apparently were observations I was not supposed to be making, were pretty interesting. So
what happened?
What happened? So it's Rush. The girls are all out on their patio chanting Alpha Phi, come join our sorority. Kind of like a war chant, but softer. And my parents surprised me and told me that my cousin and his wife, my cousin Adam, his wonderful wife Mallory, are in town.
Nice. For
like a naval, like a top secret mission, but it's kind of like a foreign exchange program. And
okay.
So they tell me, get in the car, loser. Like, come home and get dinner with us. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I haven't seen them in like 5 years, really since my chonk phase. That was a time.
Your chonk phase.
My chonk phase.
I wish I could have seen you in prime chonk phase.
It really was. I had a few nicknames actually. Baby Beluga, Shamu. Those were mostly water polo specific because I was in the water.
So sad.
The gerbil was probably the most poignant.
Yeah.
Whenever I got a buzz cut, it's because I looked small and fluffy.
I would have still been your friend.
Like a Webkins. I was frequently used as an armrest by the majority of the females that I knew at the school.
Okay, let's get back to the story.
Sorry, back on topic, away from my
we
traumatizing...
could talk about your chonk face for a while, but...
We could talk about it for many hours. Away from my traumatizing childhood. So I need to go get the car key for my sister, because my dad's like, you need the key now, because you need to drive up. They're going to be here in like an hour.
I thought they said, get in the car, loser.
Well, yeah,
we're going to dinner.
Not with them, but they needed me to get in the car to go back home. So slightly different circumstances, same idea.
Okay.
And so I'm like, oh crap, I need the car key. Kat is kind of she has the car all the time because she does more stuff. Where I sit in my room alone and lament about my chonk phase.
Right.
So so I need to get the car from her. I call her, text her, no response. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. I bet I know where the 80 pies are rushing. So I'll just skate over there and get the key.
You can't do that.
Little did I know.
It's top secret what happens behind those closed doors.
Yeah. So I'm skating down Bellamy. It's like dreadfully quiet outside of it's kind of like a zombie apocalypse.
Well, once you're done singing, you just go inside and then like it's contained
Gossip.
to the inside and backyard of each
Okay.
of the houses. So it's dead because no one's partying. No one's allowed to be playing music and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We have full reign.
Full reign. What if girls ran the world, fellas? Ask yourself that. So
They put unnecessary rules about singing.
probably pros and cons. And so I skate by the A Phi house and they're chanting their thing, Alpha Phi, Alpha Phi. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's
80 pie.
No, I
Okay,
passed by the
you
AFE.
passed by the AFE house.
I passed by the AFE's house
Oh,
at first.
to go to 80
Yeah.
Pie.
So then I swing by 80 Pie, and I'm like, they're all in red dresses. I'm like, oh, what's up? What's up, ladies? I'm looking for my sister. You guys are looking great though.
They're like, we're looking for our sisters too.
I wish it was really more of a get out. You're not allowed to be here. They're like, you're not allowed to be here. Cat's out in like 20 minutes. Just come back and like text her after that. I'm like, all right, fine. I go home. 20 minutes pass. I text Kat and she's like, yeah, come pick up the key. I have 5 minutes. I skate by the AFE house on the way. Same chant.
Yeah.
20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Yes.
So you're telling me you guys are doing these chants for 20 minutes straight?
Well, it's not quite like that. I mean, you have to do it like once all the girls file inside. So like on the first day, there's going to be like 60 plus girls entering your house. And each one of them has to be paired with an active to talk to. And you just have to keep singing. Like imagine if you're the last one standing on the porch and you're like, ba, 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 ba. It's like, no.
What's the theta chant?
Well, which one do you want to hear? There's 6.
6?
I had to memorize 6 songs.
Give me the best one. Give me the one you didn't. Give me the one you hated the least.
Am I allowed to do this?
Oh, are you not allowed? If not,
I think I am. Because like people can hear it. Okay, ready?
Okay. I don't want you getting in trouble.
Theta, what up, baby? When we come up with the kites, fly 'em high. We're up in black and gold, yes, so fly. KT, yeah, our twin star sign. Theta, baby, yo, we love you long time.
Love you long time.
All my girls, yeah, they love our sisterhood. Before I met him, never felt this good.
No,
Throw your kite now with us, yeah, you could.
Yeah, you could.
Now I know you're thinking Theta, yeah, you should.
Yeah, you should.
Oh,
Watch Theta.
how come every time you come around on Fremont Street, you want to think go Kappa Alpha Theta? You want to think go Kappa Alpha Theta? You want to think...
That's so elaborate.
I had to
That's
memorize
amazing.
that. And then we have to keep singing it for like 20 times.
That sounds so fun. Is that
That
Gwen,
was our best one.
is that Gwen Stefani?
It was
Fergie?
Fergie, London Bridge.
That's amazing.
I know. I mean, like, the other ones are kind of mandated by the sorority, so they're, like,
So this is
really traditional and, like,
Yeah.
K-A-P-P-A-A-L-P-H-A-T-H-E-T-A. Don't you know that Theta's the way?
We just got the right to vote. How about that? So you should vote to join Theta. That's a fact.
Oh, my God.
I absolutely love. I'm so glad that we recorded this and got this on there. For those unaware, while trying to manage my laughter and not laugh right into the mic, I was just adjusting Sydney's volume the entire time because I don't know if it's just me. I saw Sydney getting pretty stoked about that.
The first song was pretty epic. We all love it. So, like, if anyone plays London Bridge at parties and stuff, like,
You do the full chant.
you know the Theta girls are going to do it.
Okay, well, we don't want to disclose too much more information, but Sydney, thank you for providing more insight than you could have possibly known into the sorority rough process.
I hope it helped.
Tell you what, I think maybe for ATO for
I hope
fall.
I don't get in trouble for that.
I hope not either. Well,
I don't
know.
think it's confidential.
I mean, considering how widely viewed this radio.
I mean,
station
people
is.
can walk by and like listen to us. So
Okay, that's good to know. I don't want to chew you out on air.
no.
I think considering our vast follower base, it was bound to get out eventually.
I know, right?
Yeah, but hopefully maybe we bring something like that into Winter Rush for fraternities.
You
Seeing
guys
as
should sing.
we should sing.
You should do one of your Rush events should be like the rap battles. You know?
I feel like we could come up with some fire bars on that.
Yeah. Like each active has to come up with it, and then like your like new what are they called?
Pledge classes,
Well, like
PNMs? Potential new members.
Okay, so
yeah.
they're PNMs for you too.
PNMs.
Yeah, PNMs like have to like throw one back at you.
Throw a little shade back.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, now
Like it has to be like lyrically like inclined and like it has to be about them.
it could be
so
a
like
loaded bridge.
they share like a little bit about themselves while also being like super cool trying to get into this fraternity. Like, what up? I'm Sydney. I'm 19. I'm from
And I'm
Sorrel,
Sydney's
California.
I'm Cameron's baggage.
And I'm Cameron's baggage.
Do you want to explain that one or should I?
Well, okay. So sophomore year, Cam and I were living in the dorms in McWalsh. And I had just met this guy named Chris, who's my boyfriend. Still is. It's been a long time.
He sounds chill.
He sounds chill. So anyways, I come back from one of our dates, and I have Chris on Snapchat. So I'm like, oh, Cam, like, why don't you say hi to Chris? Like, whatever, send a Snapchat. So I'm just recording him, and Cam goes, what up? I'm Cam Bick. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Hillsborough, California, and I'm Sydney's baggage. That's right. You dealing with her? You dealing with me, dog. It's going to be a sick-ass time. And then he proceeded to, like, start to whip, and then I ended the video.
Probably rightfully so.
I know, right? So I can quote that. I've been quoting that since sophomore year. It is one of my favorite videos of all time, but I will love and cherish it forever.
I'm very honored, Sydney. And I think that was you quoted it 100% accurately.
100%.
You must have seen it many times.
I show everyone.
I can't.
It's the cutest thing.
I can't blame you. So we're gonna move on from Rush. Sydney, I'm thinking we take a little break,
Sounds
then
good.
we are gonna get right back at it.
Okay.
With Twitter beef. Stay tuned, casters.
Beef. I smell like beef.
Sid, you want to play this first song?
Yeah.
What's the song called?
Okay, this is a song I'm kind of obsessed with right now. It's called Feel You Now by The Driver Era.
Okay. We're going to feel this song now. Be back in a minute.
Too thick to fill my heart. A little more, little more, little more, little. I want it all, want it all, want it all, want it. Close your eyes and surrender to me. I like that I can feel you now. Maybe we can love somehow. Baby, you and me right now. Baby, come on, oh come on. I like that I can feel you now. Maybe we can love somehow. Baby, you and me right now. Baby, come on, oh come on. Stay somehow. Never give you up. Do you have enough? Tell me how I can help you out. I can hold you down. When I see you crying, I see you lying, even though it's not next to me. I wanna know, where you go, where you go.
That is Feel You Now by the Driver Era. Sydney, thank you for the music recommendation.
It was a bop, wasn't it?
That was a bop.
We were jamming out in the studio.
We were jamming
could
out.
Only hear it in our headphones, so
Wiling out big time.
people were going to the bathroom like, what the heck are they
Like,
doing?
who are those? One woman, like, I could tell Margaret was kind of into it.
Yeah.
I'm just calling her Stacy, Margaret, Karen, kind of my stock names for a mom.
Yeah, she like waved. It was really funny.
She got out of the bathroom. She's like, "Oh, look at those peppy students."
Dancing very weirdly
Dance-
in the KSU studio.
Dancing moves that she probably has not seen. Definitely not
They're so cringy.
the twist and shout. A bit different. So Sydney, we're gonna go into a few highlights from the week. First of all, Sydney is one of my 20 followers on Twitter. I keep it private because I don't want to, I like keeping it contained. But Sydney,
This is not going to be contained now.
Sydney finds a fun little tweet that I decide to respond to.
I was shocked, you guys. I was shocked. I was going through my Twitter feed, and all of a sudden I see this, like, a lot of my followers, they click on, like, or they retweet, like, weird kind of, like, risque photos, you know, like. But I see this reply, and it's Cam's reply. And I was like, what is Cam doing replying to one of these, like, weird, like, girl photos with, like, no clothes on? Okay, minimal clothes on. I'm going to save you a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was
from
shocked.
at Bougie
I, like, took
Hottie.
a screenshot. Like, the name is Bougie Hottie in all caps. Her, like, name is a crown, like, she has, like, her thick butt in the profile photo.
Every red flag imaginable.
Like, oh my gosh. I just couldn't believe it. So I took a screenshot. I sent it to my boyfriend, Chris, and to Cam. And I was like,
Double
what
date?
the heck is going on here? I had to get the full story. Should I read the reply?
Yeah. Read the
Well,
read the
okay,
tweet and
I'll
reply,
read the
please.
whole thing. So it's from Bougie Hottie.
At Bougie Hottie.
At Bougie Hottie. The caption is me or the pizza ? With a pizza emoji and then like the emoji, the
curious face,
questioning
yeah.
curious face, right? With the hand on its chin. And it's two photos. It's her kneeling,
Doing some kind of
doing some sort
pose?
of thing to accentuate her butt next to an open like box of pepperoni pizza that's like almost as big as her butt. And
Almost.
she's like in this like one piece teal
Not good.
thing.
It's not a good look.
You can see her full butt. And then the second photo is her on the couch looking down at the pizza, like with her butt like further in the air. Like, she's all like oiled. She's on this like fancy, like bougie couch staring at this humongous, irregularly sized pepperoni pizza. And so the reply from Cam is replying to at Bougie Hottie and at Kiss da Brat
3 T's.
with 3 T's. If the pizza's gluten-free, the pizza. If the pizza's not gluten-free, still the pizza.
I'm pretty proud of myself for that one.
What?
I feel like that was justified. Because, like, you got to understand, Sydney, most of the things on my Twitter that I get are either, like, sports-related, maybe, like, kind of some Page 6, maybe some of it's political news, some of it's Bachelor. And then, like, out of nowhere, this totally foreign tweet from at Bougie Hottie. I don't know why it's there. Maybe someone I follow responded to it, and so that's how it popped up. And I'm like, okay, the comments must be just tearing this tweeter a new one. Like, there's no way you tweet that and not get ripped apart. And so I thought I'd join in on the fun. For those who are unaware, I'm celiac and cannot eat gluten. And so I thought that was a fun little take.
I still can't believe you replied to that.
I think the celiac community stands behind me.
I don't know if they do.
I think it was a worthy battle to fight. We may disagree on that one, but I'm still standing.
Anyways, I was appalled. I was shocked.
Maybe
that
we
he
get
replied
at
to
Bougie
that.
Hottie and at Kiss da Brat on the show to respond. What an interesting episode that would be. Looks of utter disbelief from Sydney.
Like,
So-
what is she gonna come in like a bikini and be like, hey. She wouldn't come in because no one can see her body.
I hope she brings
like,
pizza.
This is a radio show. You can't see us.
I kind of just want pizza. I want her to come in with a box of pizza and be like, do
We
you
can
choose
get
me or do you
pizza.
choose the pizza? And I'll be like, I choose the pizza. I have hungry friends.
I don't think she would let you choose her.
I don't want to choose her. So then we're mutually benefiting. I get the pizza.
All right. Whatever you want, Cam.
Pizza it is for me. Now we're gonna move on to a few more highlights from the week. Most of them girl related. So I was sitting with the library. I was sitting with Sydney in the library yesterday on the first floor, and I wanted to update her on my girl life.
Okay, here's the context here. So
Go
I
for
came
it.
to the library first, like first floor, sitting at one of the high tables, and there's these two girls kind of like huddling, like talking about half-lives and some sort of like science crap that I don't really care about.
No one needs.
No one needs. So I'm just sitting on my computer, like, gonna print out these memes for, like, our toga party. And, like, they just, like, start, like, looking at me. And I'm like, okay, these girls are judging me hardcore. I don't know what it is about me, but they're judging me. So I, like, leave. I go print my stuff. And I come back. Like, I don't really care. And Cam's here. So Cam sits down, like, right across from where I put my stuff down. We say hi. And then he proceeds to update me on his love life. So, Cam.
So I just, I feel like Sydney needs a bit of an update. And so I go up to her and I say, a girl talked to me yesterday.
Meanwhile, I really don't reply. I just was like, oh, because I know it's like not going to lead to anything.
Yeah. And so, with me, you got to understand first, it's kind of a cycle of, kind of like I'm empowered. I don't need no woman. I feel great. If a girl talks to me, fine, whatever. And then, I'll proceed to go on with my life. Things will be great. And then I'll make eye contact with someone of the female race, and everything will be flipped on its head. And
Right.
So then I'll go up to Sydney, butterflies in my stomach, kind of looking like the princess from, was it Enchanted?
Yes. Yeah.
Looking like the princess from Enchanted, like, a girl talked to me today.
And then I'm like here to like crush his dreams and be like, Cam, she really doesn't like you.
And the squirrels and the birds and the forest all told me it was a good idea. And I could tell from her eyes it was love at first sight.
No, it never is.
It never is. And so I tell Sydney, okay, so I kind of shot my shot with her, kind of got shot down a little bit, but, I tried.
Yeah, and we're just like chatting about it, and I see the two girls out of the corner of my eye start laughing. Like they're not
Cackling.
they're not even trying to suppress their laughter. They're like looking at us, and we're like, I like literally look at them with this death glare. Like, excuse me, do you have something to say? And they look at me and they're like, oh, sorry. I'm like, well, it's fine. Like this happens all the time. Like it's just a funny story. Like I don't blame you for laughing, but. Then we make like small talk and then they leave. I'm just like so pissed off.
You girls are really gonna laugh in your face, acting like Brad and Chad didn't dump you the week before.
Right.
And you weren't just crying about it before
like
talking
I
about
get to
Half-Lives.
make fun of Cam. I get to laugh at Cam.
That's
you
Sydney's job.
guys don't. Like this is unacceptable.
That's
So
Sydney's turf.
back off.
I'm Sydney's baggage, and my dating life is Sydney's turf. God dang it, she's my baggage.
So
it's
I'm
like she's my
you guys
sister.
couldn't have waited to like laugh about it once you left the area. Like that would have been fine. If you guys want to talk shit about Cam, talk crap about Cam, we can fix it later.
Well, we're gonna edit that out. Sorry.
If you guys want to talk crap about Cam, like by all means, but honestly, don't do it to our faces, please.
At least to my face or
Show
not.
him some respect.
Show me some skill.
Put some respect on my name.
No, honestly, Sydney, you can make fun of me all you want. That's been my philosophy. Just be good at it.
I know.
Don't act like you're literally the villains from Mean Girls. Show me some creativity. Show me some ingenuity. I can't tell you how many times, like, God, the thing that pissed me off the most about getting bullied as a kid was not that I was getting bullied. Obviously, it's gonna happen. Look at me. I was the gerbil. But but like hearing the same insult over and over. How's the hamster wheel, gerbil?
It's just not funny.
It's not funny. I'm like, dude, come on. None of you are gonna have promising comedy careers if you pick this up. Set some high standards for yourself. What's up, Dorkatron? Did you read your comic books before going to class?
Yes, I did.
I did, and I enjoyed it. Batman: The Long Halloween.
You're not going to make him feel bad.
Great comic line. The Dark Knight Returns. I'd recommend it. Batman Year One. Batman Hut. Okay, yeah.
Anyways, so those girls, please leave.
And so I think I'd attribute some of it to ignorance.
Do you think they were freshmen or like just really judgy? Like, did they not know any better?
Yeah, probably both.
Both.
Probably both. But so
I don't really know.
I would
what's going
attribute
on.
it, regardless of their circumstances, to being ignorant. And luckily for my friends, I created, as we both know, a helpful graph.
Yes.
To kind of get a good read on my love life situation.
So we hinted at this last week that he had made a camometer for his friends.
Camometer.
To know camometer?
It's European. It's pronounced camometer.
Excuse me. For like people to be concerned about like what stage Cam is in his like love life and how you should react and like learn how to handle what's going on in his life.
Mm-hmm.
So he showed this to me last week. There's 3. You can see it on our Instagram story.
I'm gonna post it normally after the show is over.
Yeah, so it's
on the
pretty
story.
There's a large green section, there's a yellow section, and there's a red section. So I think I'm just gonna go left to right here.
Left to right, yeah.
So the first level is no concern whatsoever, and it's Cam photoshopped. Well, we went to Vegas Formal.
We did. It
like
was
together. It was
a blast.
fun. But what's her name? Kate Upton.
Kate Upton.
Kate Upton, yeah. Like Kate Upton photoshopped in Cam's like formal pics.
She's my formal date.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Not that I was or anything.
I thought you were Rory's.
Kidding,
date.
I was Rory's, but we were
Yeah.
basically like the 3 triumvirate.
We were the third triumvirate.
The third triumvirate.
No big deal.
Anyways, so the quote here is Mega Man is more fun than girls anyway.
I play a lot of Mega Man, bro. I'm not gonna slide away from that.
So obviously there's no concern here. He's like pretending that he has this like girlfriend that's really pretty, but like no, he just doesn't care about girls.
I'm over it. I'm over it.
He's
I don't
over
need
it, of
girls.
course. So
I'm getting better and honing my craft as an eventual Mega Man X speedrunner.
right. Mm-hmm.
No biggie.
Yeah, exactly. So no concern. Like we shouldn't be concerned about him.
Not at all.
He's just Cammy B.
Leave Cam alone. Leave
Yeah.
Cammy alone.
Okay, so level 2 is this yellow area. It's a little smaller. It's called Slightly Concerned. And it's Cam. What would you describe this photo?
Well, as you know,
as?
it was from my feature film Love Letters,
Right.
hosted by my friend or filmed by my friend Nico and directed. You can check it out.
It was a great movie. I would highly consider watching it.
It's actually, in short, I had Nico on the podcast to talk about this. It's kind of about my tumultuous love life, just pulling out all the stops date wise and just shooting blanks every time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I play a guy named Kyle, and he just can't get a date to save his life. And every time he does, he either digs himself into a hole verbally or something goes wrong outside of his control, and it just bungles either way. And so Nico comes up to me. I don't want to spoil the plot too much, but so Nico comes up to me during casting, and he says, "Hey, Cam, I'm making this short film, and I didn't want to cast my friend, but you're so similar to the main character, I can't not cast you. You have so much in common with him, I couldn't help it."
I think he wrote it about you.
I think he did too. And so that picture is for me. The picture is me kind of like,
Kind of like deer in the headlights.
yeah,
Kind of deal. Like
butterflies.
butterflies
Yeah.
in the stomach. Like kind of soft. Like
Is there
look.
something there?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the quote is, "A girl and I made eye contact today." So this is basically Cam in the library when he came over, and then like I have to shoot him down because obviously it's not going to go anywhere. But
She's got to be my voice.
so
of
I'm like
reason.
slightly concerned. I'm like, okay, you made eye contact with a girl. It's probably not going to go anywhere. So I kind of have to maintain a balance between
Manage my expectations.
right, exactly. Like, is she actually into him, or is she just giving him a weird look because he said something funny? Like, I don't really.
It's
know.
really a toss up.
Really a toss up here. So that's level 2. So level 3 is very, very concerned.
Is it toughie?
It's red. There's a picture of Cam in his flying squirrel costume. So if you don't know Cam, he's
Yeah.
the one that dresses up as a flying squirrel at every basketball game.
Every single one.
So at our basketball games, we have like the barn doors and they open, and then like all these weird like farm animals come out. So I mean, the flying squirrel isn't really a farm animal, but he has a onesie, so he just like spreads his wings and flies.
I fly. I ascend.
Right,
That's
exactly.
what I do.
Yes. So this photo is him in his flying squirrel costume, surrounded by girls with their arms crossed and giving him dirty looks that someone took during one of the games because he's just going all out, and these girls are having none of it.
My dad took that picture.
Thanks, Mr. Bick, for giving us this content.
Thanks, Carter Bick.
Shout out.
Shout out Cardi B.
So it's such a good photo, and I think it's your wallpaper, is it not?
It is my wallpaper
It
right
is.
now.
So
I feel like it just sums me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The quote here is, "I'm Cam Bick, and I like girls a lot."
I can give the context for this one.
Please.
Yeah, so I'm Cam Bick, and I like girls a lot. I've avoided saying this on air for many moons, but I guess the truth has to come out eventually. My roommate and I, my roommate of 3 years, has gotten to know me quite well, and we have a lot of talks about the nature of manhood, living a virtuous life, manly values, stakes, and he heard me sleeping once. I've been known to sleep talk. After a long and productive discussion about my fruitful love life, he wakes up at about 1 a.m. and hears me kind of mumbling, and then hears me utter in the dead of night, "I'm Cam Bick, and I like girls a lot." And that has been uttered at the dinner table, back home, pretty much to any new girl or guy that I meet, friend or really any person I meet. That phrase gets relayed to them somehow. It's
Good.
just I can't escape from it.
No. So that is the point where we should be very, very concerned. So what
level
would you
3.
recommend that people do when you're in the red zone?
When I'm in the red zone, I would recommend kind of finding a room that you can lock from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe telling me there's a girl in there,
Yeah.
or telling me that there's like an old Super Nintendo I can play on. Kind of just throw me in there and lock the door.
Should we convince you to play Mega Man?
Mega Man X, yes, you should.
Yeah, okay.
That would do it.
Okay.
Just kind of
So get you back to the green zone.
get me back to the green, or at least yellow.
Okay.
I would say I'm in yellow right now.
Really, right now?
I'm in the yellow zone, yeah.
Why? Because of that girl you talked about yesterday?
I've made eye contact with one other.
Since yesterday?
Since yesterday.
Okay,
I did make eye contact with another.
this is a Camcast first.
I think I'm
Please
back
tell
in
us
the
about this. We're gonna.
Oh,
this is like a real conversation that we would have.
I'm managing this pretty well. Just a gal from we do like Christian worship, and she's on the worship team, and I know she's up there singing and is facing us, so she kind of has to be looking our way. I could have sworn we made eye contact a few times. It was pretty cool.
How many people are in this worship group?
Maybe about 15.
So would you say that it's fair that she made eye contact with every person? in
That could be a
worship?
fair take, but I feel like with me it was like
Did she smile?
she was smiling because she was praising Jesus, as we all were. But I feel like with me it was like special. It's like there's a little spark. There's a little some butterflies.
Okay, who is she?
I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna out her on the air.
Ugh. All right, well, tell me.
Journalistic integrity, man.
Off air. He's gonna tell me off air.
I'm nothing if not a man of supreme integrity
Yeah,
and-
I can affirm that.
and manly values, stoicism.
Can't affirm that.
Can't affirm. I mean, I'm just stating the obvious. It is known. I'm seen as a guy's guy around campus.
'Cause
Frequently
you can't get any girls.
grilling steaks, listening to jazz,
The look I'm giving Cam right now.
red meat. It's just I'm a gritty guy. I'm a manly man.
Just no gluten and no girls.
No gluten.
Maybe it should be like the 5 Gs for you that you aren't allowed to do.
We're gonna
Like,
be
you know?
going. We're gonna be going into a break now. We're gonna maybe the 5 Gs could come when I'm in a better emotional state. Actually,
when you're in the green zone.
this is a great time for a break. In fact, a breakup song that I found. I listen to this pretty much any time I
That a
get
girl makes eye contact with him and then never talks to him again.
That's right, Sid. Good take. This is "Changing of the Seasons" by Two Door Cinema Club.
OG favorite.
Take a listen.
So it's over. I didn't realize it's so much colder, but it was no surprise. Did
by Two Door Cinema Club, my personal favorite breakup song / getting over some sort of heartbreak song. So it's really kind of a weekly jam for me.
Good.
Yeah. Good like Monday, start the week. New
good note.
New week, new me type of deal. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So the Camcast Instagram has been getting a few tasteful DMs. We thought we'd read them aloud to you. Let's see.
First of all, my boyfriend Chris, shout out to him. He sent me a text message and he said, "Back off, B-words. No one talks crap about Cam," in reference to our library story.
Good.
I would have to agree with him. So we've all got your back, Cam.
Chris is a gem. There's no couple I would rather third wheel.
You're always welcome.
Always welcome.
He's
get one-
done it before.
We get one from my man Quinn. Cam, you're doing plenty and doing great. Don't worry about it, buddy. Level 1 on the scale. Number 1 in our hearts.
We all love Cam.
That's just touching. Thank you, Quinn.
We love to roast Cam.
Thank you, Quinn.
He's truly a gem.
Aw, thank you, Sydney.
You're welcome.
Good wholesome content.
Let's get back to the roast.
Let's
No,
get
I'm
back
kidding.
to-
I'm kidding.
I think the roast is probably over.
The roast is over. I said what I needed to say.
I feel like it's been said. We could actually go into one more funny story about roasting me and then move on. This was while you were not there, sadly, but I was sitting in the library not 2 days ago, and I walk up to my bud. He and this girl who I like kind of know she's pretty cute. We know each other. I talked to him about his finance homework. He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I've been in here looking at spreadsheets for like 6 hours. The 3s are starting to look like 7s, if you know what I mean." And both of them start laughing, but I don't, because I don't get it. And then
does that not surprise me?
And then I'm like, "Oh, you mean like beer goggles? It's like it's a joke about
right,
like someone unattracted looks attractive." I'm
right.
like, "Oh, I get that." And then he says, "Kind of like you."
Oh.
And then it gets better. The girl claps back and says, "No, Cam, don't listen to him. You're a 7." And then it takes a second. I start cackling because I think it's hilarious. And then she gets it. She's like, "Wait, no, sorry, I didn't mean that. You're better than a 7. Cam, you're a 12. She just overshoots.
Oh my
Cam,
God.
you're a 12. You're gorgeous. You're beautiful." And I'm like, "Oh my God."
Oh dear.
Now my take on that, I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
I feel like a 7's workable. If someone throws a hard 7 at me,
You've got potential.
you got potential. You can work with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Dress up the wardrobe, maybe make a comedy.
I feel like you're better
podcast.
than a 7 though.
I mean, it's tough to get a good read.
Right. You're just a little awkward.
You're just a little awkward. I mean, you're coming. It's all about perspective, right?
Right.
Sydney's coming from the perspective of someone who's cuffed, has been cuffed for a while. Her judgment, seeing her judging I'm above a 7 is evidence that she's probably a fair and objective source.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe someone with romantic interest would maybe try to manage. Taking her perspective, she's probably thinking, "Oh my God, I get the chance to date Cam. That guy's a 12," and she's trying to like manage it and not sound overwhelmed.
So she says, "Oh, he's a 7."
He's
like not bad. She doesn't want to get her hopes up. But you're definitely like over a 7.
She's in like the yellow zone, possibly even the red zone. I can't really read that too well. Yellow or red for sure. And she's like, "Cam's a 7. Haha.
It's just a 7.
Just
It's
a
fine.
7. Who I would or wouldn't date, who knows?"
And then you start talking and flirting with her. And
We
she
don't
goes,
need to-
"Oh."
We don't need to go there.
I just want a nice girl for you, Cam.
I know. It's gonna
Someone
come.
who accepts you for who you are.
You sound like my mom right now. You really do. Let's see. So I have a few more stories we can go over that are not about my personal life. Sydney, how about we take a little trip to Tennessee?
Sounds good.
So I listened to this. This story was relayed on pretty much every sports show I listened to, and it was too funny to not share.
I didn't hear the story because I don't listen to sports shows, but
I think you still
except Sports with Smalls.
Except sports with Smalls on KSCU. Spencer McLaughlin and Alex Stewart talking sports. I did go on a show on Tuesday. And it kind of went like this. "Hi, and welcome back to Sports with Smalls. I'm here with Cameron Bick talking Michigan football." "Cam, what are your opinions on Jim Harbaugh?" I'd get maybe 3 words out. oh, Jim Harbaugh's doing well. Cameron, I agree with your point 100%. The Harbaugh era has had its rocky roads, but it's still leading ultimately to the good exit. Harbaugh is untested, but still has great potential as coach, and that would kind of go on for 5 minutes. I'd maybe get in like 3 more words.
Right.
Yeah. So Spencer, if you're listening, we love you, and I especially love your broadcaster voice. It is such an easy target. And so anyway, it is a sports story, Sid, but I feel like you could have a good take on this.
All right.
A player on the Tennessee football team was caught making an illegal U-turn and pulled over. And so then the police officer finds that his license has been suspended for because there's a warrant for his arrest. And so the guy gets arrested, and he's in the back of the squad car, pretty routine.
Mm-hmm.
The cop has an intern doing a ride along, and the player decides he hasn't dug himself into enough of a hole yet. Kind of like me with dating, actually.
Right.
And so he says to the intern, you don't want to do this. Where I'm from, we shoot at cops.
Yikes.
That's a fat yikes. I feel like he was dared. Like this was a dare, and his friend is like, "Yo, dog, I bet you can't like think of the most incriminating thing possible, or like the worst thing to come up in court." And he's like, "All right, neat, I got you."
He has the right to remain silent, and he chooses to say that.
He says that silence is better.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like the right to remain silent is really more like the suggestion to remain silent.
Right. Like the hard suggestion to remain silent.
When the cops like, you have the right, I feel like when they're reading the Miranda rights, they're like, "Yo, dog, you have the right to remain silent."
It's like me, like when you're talking to a girl, like I'm like, "Cam, you have the right to remain
You have
silent
the right
right
to
now."
Remain silent. You have the right.
Like, stop incriminating yourself, dude. Don't do it.
You're in the squad car on the way to the station already. It's not going well. Turn it around. Just if you're quiet,
Stop flirting. Stop flirting.
Stop flirting, Cameron. Don't do it. No.
Cam!
Squad car crashes. It's on fire. My other funny reaction to this, the coach of the Volunteers, Scott Pruitt, went to the media and said that it was, quote, Bush League, and that the cops need to stop, the local police station needs to stop playing these BS games. And my reaction to that, I'll tell you what, I hope our coach for basketball has our players back like that.
I know, right?
That your player could do something so monumentally stupid, monumentally stupid, and the coach is like, "You know what? I'm going to sound like a moron for saying this, but I'm a player's coach. That's how dedicated I am. I'm going to take it out on the cops and not on my player."
You have the kid is out, like with a warrant out for his arrest.
Wiling out.
He's in the back of a cop car. His license is suspended. He's in the wrong. He says that, and he still has his players back. Maybe that would turn our basketball program upside down.
Is that
we would actually do well?
We're going to do well this year. Don't speak ill of our basketball team.
Sorry. It better.
You're talking
this
to
is my
Squirrel
senior
Man.
year.
You're talking to Squirrel Man right now, baby. We can come back as alum.
Yeah, that's true.
We've got alum years.
But like, I want them to do well when I'm still a student here.
I agree. It's a lot more
I
fun.
can't just be like, "Oh yeah, I went to Santa Clara," and they're like, "Your basketball team sucks," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know,
But
they never were good."
we have fun. Yes, we were. We've made the tournament multiple times.
Yeah.
Steve Nash went here. Don't even try to hit me with that nonsense. This is why
You
it's not a
sound like an
sports show.
ambassador to the school.
Well, maybe we should have done this segment 2 years ago when I applied. Bazinga.
This would have been your interview. Just send him this recording.
Yep. Not sure if this would have helped.
I
Maybe
don't think so.
I think maybe like the clip and not the rest of the show. Because to be an ambassador, you have to be able to win people over and be
Right.
convincing. And
Cam can't close.
if my dating life is any indication, closing the deal is not my strong suit. I don't know where else to go with that. But yeah, so Coach Herb, if you're listening, if one of your players gets arrested, you know what to do. Hopefully that doesn't happen though. And then I guess we can. I have another little story I want to talk about. So
Do it.
we had a rather long Senate meeting last Thursday after the Camcast, and I thought this was too good not to share. So we were doing budget meetings. So hearing from all these kind of like professional clubs who want all this funding for trips. So like Hispanic engineers, Black engineers, like SCU Innovation and Design come to ask for more than $1,000 so they can go on these trips to like conventions. And they're all pretty well prepared. They give a good estimate.
You're supposed to give like a slideshow. Like I've done it with Ted. Like
they give a slideshow
like, exactly where your money's gonna go, how much you want, like what percentage you're gonna get out of it.
And it's pretty routine.
Yeah.
And so all of us are looking forward because the first ones are supposed to be boring, but the surf club goes last.
The surf club.
And so we're all like, oh,
like imagine students at Santa Clara starting a surf club. Like just imagine those type of people.
Yeah, Santa Clara students surfing. So we're thinking, oh my god, ha 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 ha. This is about to be like,
it's gonna be like gnarly, bro. You know, like whoopah, whoopah,
whoopah, smack the lip, whoopah, and you just get pitted, bro. So totally pitted, bro. If you gave us the funding for this club, like my stoke level would be off the chain right now, bro. Like off the chain. And much to my surprise, much to the surprise of everybody, it was one of the most eloquent speeches I've ever seen.
Really? Did they have the surfer accents or anything?
They had the look.
Look?
Vineyard vines, chubbies, flip-flops, like bleach blonde hair. They kind of looked like water polo players.
Right.
And like they had, on paper looked exactly like the party bros who like were counseling at Malibu City, like Chad and JT.
Definitely.
Chad Goes Deep. That's the name of their podcast.
Okay.
If we could be anything like them, that would be awesome. We can do a full recap of them later.
Okay.
But so they come out and they're like, Senate to the Senate. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you guys for having us. We're going to go over a few things such as our 5-year plan, a couple projections on membership output, what we project our dues are going to be, and our storage situation for surfboards.
That's huge.
And they've already started a group chat with 40 new members.
Whoa.
40 people actively responding in the group chat. Apparently, there's already been a huge underground surfing community at Santa Clara.
Nice.
They have an elaborate storage system, cycling out boards and wetsuits every 7 years. They have a warehouse, like, owned by one of the guys for free where they can store things.
Holy cow.
They already have a plan for dues and for, like, weekly trips. And then, not to mention every question that was asked of them by the skeptical senators, answered flawlessly.
Amazing.
It was like,
I mean, if you've ever been in front of Senate, you know, like, they're coming for you at every weak spot. So you got to, like, really flesh it out.
oh yeah,
So
they're trying to come
super prepared, it sounds like.
because you got to understand every student on Senate is a poli-sci major,
Right, they're
It's like
looking
presidential hopeful. So they're looking kind of for their like Cory Booker moment where they can be like, "This is unacceptable. You have not come in with the facts, and I am a hard-hitting senator. I'm gonna get to the truth."
Every person on Senate's own.
Delivered, except for me. I'm
Sorry.
like my sister and I are the only two chill people on Senate.
Yeah.
Where they're like, you ask someone else on Senate why they're there, and they're like, "I want to bring justice.
I'm
the
here
Santa
to
Clara-
change the school.
I'm here to change the school, change the climate, and change the world. But change the climate like the other way, not the current way. Like reverse change the climate."
Right.
And then they asked Kat and I, like, "Why are you here for Senate?" And we're like, "Oh, we want to make Santa Clara better."
How wholesome.
And that's it. And we get many a dirty look.
It's all good.
It's a strange experience. Casters, it is 1:00. We are going to have to cut the show. Plenty of material for next week yet uncovered. None of it about my dating life, though. But many fun stories. I'm sure that'll change as the week progresses.
Right,
though.
he's going to make eye contact with 4 other girls in the span of 1 week.
That's actually very generous of you, Sydney. Thank you.
Yeah.
But we got a great show lined up for next week. Possibly an interview, possibly with our Italian teacher.
Possibly.
Who knows? There are a lot of
Didn't
possibilities.
you write a review?
I think I did write a review.
Of what?
Story
Cam?
coming later, but I in some ways was convinced, coerced, coaxed. A lot of ways you could put it into writing a full album review of Lover by Taylor Swift. And if you want to read it, if there's interest, I could put it somewhere public where anyone could read it, or I could go over it on the show.
We're going to go over it on the show. I'm not letting you.
We're going to go over it on the
Yeah.
show.
I'm not letting you get away with that one.
We are going to
And I'll share my own thoughts on the album.
You better listen.
I mean, I have listened to it. It's just like I haven't listened to it in one sitting.
What does it say that I've listened to the whole thing in its entirety in one sitting and you haven't?
That I'm a really bad Swiftie.
You are
Like,
a
I consider myself a Taylor Swift fan, and I'm kind of mad at myself for not doing this. But honestly, I haven't had time. And some of the songs on there are kind of boring, and they're hard to get through. So
We better blip that out.
sorry.
We don't want Taylor to hear that.
Sorry, Tay-Tay.
We can maybe even, if this gains traction, we could do a review of Reputation,
Ooh.
because that was a fun
Can
one.
we just take like one Taylor Swift album every week?
Up to debate. Depends on fan interest. Anyway, casters,
It's been real.
look forward to my full review of the album next week. It's been real. It's been a fun one. We'll see you next week, and go Broncos.
Let's go, Ghost.